you guys have known each other forever. You've written, some great pieces of music, and you played with great musicians. You had a career at Berkeley, all that stuff, Whose idea was it to do this project?
It was John's. It was John's idea. I wouldn't have had the temerity to suggest it. I was kind of bowled over that he thought to do it. And in fact, I think initially I even cautioned against doing it. Always in the past, for decades, I've urged John to use his own tunes as the repertoire for the ongoing trio that we've had, first with Adam Nussbaum and then with Bill Stewart, because I think he's a really wonderful writer and an undersung writer at that. More to the point, I think the music he writes is really guitar-centric. Anybody who's confronted the guitar knows the geometry of the fingerboard is really daunting. You can't play like Bill Evans. It's a physical impossibility. It is remarkable what can be done. The approach which John has certainly taken, which is just where does the fingerboard lead you? If you acknowledge that you're not going to be Bill Evans and you want to just kind of hook onto the line that kind of begins with Charlie Christian, and passes through too many guitarists to mention, Jim Hall and
right.
Montgomery and all of that. Where is the fingerboard leading you? And I think that's what John has done, and he's really done some remarkable work. And I think that's what John has done, is to just fence with the possibility of playing like a piano player, and he really has zeroed in on the. He's embraced the fingerboard. He's done this not only in his playing, but I think significantly in his writing as well. His writing is the product of possibilities that present themselves on the guitar fingerboard, and of course that's an advantage to him, the guitar player. He's able to negotiate what he's written without having to make compromises and cut corners and use sleight of hand. At any rate, I've always urged John to play his own music, and I love his own music dearly. I was a little taken aback when he proposed doing an album of my tunes, but the truth is too, I was moved that he wanted to do it, and I love what he's done. What he's done is to really drastically rework the songs, and that's exactly what I hoped for. I've kind of gone through parental stages as a songwriter. I think initially I was really protective of my children and didn't want them exposed to the real world at all. I just wanted to keep them myself, and keep them in the house and to exert control over every performance that was made of them. And over the years, I've been able to loosen up to the point where I understand that your children are going to leave the nest, that they are going to go out and become and assume their own identities and their own lives in the real world. And if I ever needed that lesson reinforced dramatically, this recording did just that. John has really reworked these songs, and he's done exactly what was needed to make them work in the context of a guitar trio. He's paraphrased the head. He's analyzed and reworked the way the harmonies move, not so much the harmonies themselves, but the way they move. The voicing of them is a really ingenious application of the possibilities and the restrictions inherent in the guitar keyboard. He's made use of all of that. And in effect, he's kind of turned my songs into guitar music, and I'm thrilled by that. And then, incidentally, as the bass player on the recording, I'm seeing these songs transformed in a way that makes me see new possibilities and that make me play my instrument differently, because I'm dealing with essentially the same fingerboard he is, except without that pesky leap of a third there between the G and the D. Thank God I don't have to deal with that. You know what I mean? He's actually caused me, the bass player, to examine what's possible on my own songs, and those are issues that I haven't raised within myself for decades. And it was a very exciting and stimulating experience.